Welcome ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to take a look at the Warden tank build for Dragonbone's DLC. This is a Dungeon and Trials build. I do have a written guide on my website. Also you can find like kinda different gear setups there, in case you don't have something. Now when we look at our tank, really nice resource stats, a lot of spell and physical resistance. We're using the Lore Mundo Stone to get more max health. I do recommend being a vampire because of the undeath passive. You get huge damage reduction. Just keep in mind, if you're a vampire stage 2 or higher, you will get more fire damage. So if there's a lot of fire damage, maybe turn it down to stage 1. You don't get extra fire damage. Race. Argonian is the best choice because of resourceful. When you drink a potion, you restore 4.6k health, magic and stamina. Just to kinda show you this quickly, when I use my magicka, when I run around too. Now I pop the potion. Poof, it goes back to full basically. It's just so strong. It's so much. You basically get like 70% of your max stem and magicka back. It's so strong. That's why Argonian is the best choice. It's just the easiest way to sustain. You also get 9% more max health and increased healing. Imperial, Redguard, Sheet Orcs also work. Just saying this. It's still the best choice. Now, buff food. Use tri-set buff food. And tri-set potions if possible, at least for the more difficult dungeons. Like I said, I do have more setups on my website in terms of gear, like instead of Toruks I use Alcast and so on. Also please make sure to not forget to subscribe. Now here with this setup, I chose this because most people probably have easier access to Toruks rather than Alcast. If you have Alcast, use Alcast. See, do I have it here? Nope. Anyway, 5 Eben. Make sure to use free shield play. Basically, block cost reduction enchants. You really need them. Then 5 Toruks. About Eben. Basically, we use Eben. It's the best set because you give like 1.1k health to your group members. It's so strong, and to yourself, so people die less. Then the second set is Toruk's Pact, decreases weapon enchantment cooldown and increases potency. We also use infused on both weapons. So you see, Crusher enchant 2.7k, and you basically can keep it up almost 100% because the cooldown, usually I think it has a 10 seconds cooldown, because we use infused, and Toruk's it's only 5, so really nice. Backbar weakening enchant, really strong. Like, weakening enchant this here reduces the boss's damage by like 10 to 20%. It's insanely strong. Just don't forget to light attack. You need to light attack to apply those enchantments. Then shield same, I have infused tri-stat. Now I use a reinforced chest because chests have the highest armor value, so reinforced will boost that by the most, so it's really nice. And on the big pieces, I always use tri-stat. So here tri-stat, here infused tri-stat, infused tri-stat, infused tri-stat. Small pieces, health enchantment and sturdy. You want that block cost, really nice. Then the last set is Swarm Mother. Now, I simply like to use this because it pulls all the enemies to you that are further away than 5 meters, and it works actually very good. You don't notice the cooldown at all. However, you also have access to Frozen Gate. So, here, Frozen Device. Teleported enemies have their damage done reduced. So you could technically also use this to, for example, teleport enemies to you, but only one at a time. That's why I use Swarm Mother. It's simply, if you're busy with other stuff like taunting mobs, tanking, and it's just like It's just War Modder is automatically pulling mobs. It's just simpler to use. But you can use any other monster set you want. You want to use Earth Gore, go for it. You want to use Bloodspawn, go for it. It's just one of the options. Like I said, Alcast would be the better choice than Torux, but I do know most people probably don't have access to Alcast. Try to go farm it in normal Moth Lorcash. Pretty easy to organize normal Morons. Not that difficult. Champion points. 40 precise strikes. Now here, make sure to have 120 points. Because you want Tactician, Roll Dodge to set the enemy off balanced. And then your damage dealers usually have the Exploiter passive. So they do increased damage. Don't dodge roll because of this perk though. Just like when you dodge roll, okay, you dodge roll. There. Doesn't have to be up all the time. And 4 here and 76 in Bless just to increase our healing. Shadow Ward, the most important, 81 points to get 24% block cost reduction. So we have the shield play enchantments, Sturdy, and this. Tumbling, roll dodge, cost reduction by 17%. 43 tenacity to increase our heavy attacks. You want to do heavy attacks to restore stamina. 19 Arcanist. And 21, 21, 11. Here, heavy armor focus 13, 25 expert defender, and a bastion. I have points in here because usually bosses do have really hard hitting heavy attacks, so that's actually really nice to reduce them with this. 49, 49, 28, 1 here, and 66 Ironclad. So Ironclad is really important. Most abilities are direct damage abilities from the enemies, so this you need 66 points in here. Now to mention, just going quickly through the passive. So here, when you activate the Animal Companion, you get 4 ultimate point, has 8 seconds cooldown. Yeah, that's it here, nothing else useful. Now this can be nice to gain Major Mending. Nature's Gift is an awesome passive to sustain. When healing an ally with a green balance ability, gain 250 magic or stamina. This is really strange. It only has a 1 second cooldown. And as long as you keep leeching wines up, it actually will like proc. And this is also nice. When healing you or an ally, grant them minor toughness, increases their health. Then you have a few others, but they're only like minor, I guess. Snare reduction is also nice, and magic frost damage, but whatever. Other than that, one hand and shield passives, I have them all listed on my website. You need all heavy armor, then Windwalker from medium and Evocation from medium. Vampire, you need Fighter skill, Major skill, and Undaunted. Racial, and the Alchemy medicinal use. This is very important, you need to level this up. 30% longer potion duration, really nice. Now in terms of skills, so this is our front bar. Polar Wind, envelop yourself in Winter's Wind, healing for 11% instantly and an additional 2% health every 2 seconds. Heals a nearby ally for 11% of your max health. This is actually a pretty strong tool. Let me just debuff myself. Now when I use it, you can see like the heal I get is pretty nice. It's like a 6k heal. You can use it fairly often. Leeching Wines. This is quite a strong heal actually, even though it doesn't look like this. So the vines heal the target for 1.4k each time they take damage. Then also the vines apply minor lifesteal to enemies that damage the target for 10 seconds, healing you and your allies for 714 health. So it's just these two combo, it's a small heal over time, very effective. Pierce Armor, your main taunt, debuffs the buffs with Major Fracture and Major Breach, reducing physical and spell resistance by 5.3k. And as you see, it doesn't cost a lot. Bull Natch. This ability doesn't cost anything and it's one of your tools to actually make sustain a lot easier. You see, this returns 4k stamina over 27 seconds. Very, very strong. And it also gives sorcery and brutality, but it doesn't really matter. Spellsum. Now, this is nice. That's how tanks kinda sustain their magicka. You transfer 7k health into 3k magicka. When I use up all my magicka, I can use Spellsim. You see, I get a lot of magicka back. Very simple. Now, be careful. First off, after the exchange is complete, the cost of your next magic ability is reduced by 28%. So when I look at, let's say, Leeching Vines, 2.6k when I cast it. When I use Spellsim, it drops down to 1.9k. Cheaper. Now the downside, the exchange reduces your healing done and damage shield strength by 50%. So when you use this and then immediately a heal, you will heal for less. I'm actually not sure if percentage modifiers are affected. Let's see. Yep, also it's also cut in half. Enchantment Forest. Now this kinda should be a oh crap button ultimate. You see, when you heal friendlies under 50% health, you also get 20 ultimate points. So you can restore quite a lot of ulti. But just use it in case, for example, your healer is dead or you don't have any magicka to heal otherwise. Because other than that, you always want to use Aggressive Horn to support your group more in terms of damage output. First off, 10% max magicka, health and stamina for 30 seconds. Very nice. And then you also get Major Force for 10 seconds, increasing your critical damage done by 15%. This is always the better choice of ultimate. Only use this if your group is about to die or someone is about to die and the healer is going to be dead or busy with other stuff. You could replace this with something else if you want to, it's up to you. Backbar Shimmering Shield. Now you see, spin a shield of ice around you, absorbing up to 60k damage from 3 projectiles. This is so strong. Also not that expensive. And now on top of that, each time you absorb a projectile, you restore 600 magicka and you gain Major Heroism, granting you free ultimate every 1.5 seconds. Heroic Slash puts minor maim on the enemy, reducing their damage by 15%. We have this and the weakening. That's like 30% less damage from the main boss, from a boss. So you also get minor heroism, increasing your ultimate regeneration. Ice Fortress, you need to keep this up at all times. This is your like, it gives Major Resolve and Major Ward to you, increasing spell and physical resistance, and also minor protection, increasing, reducing the incoming damage. That's a really nice ability. And it actually also goes to your allies. So if you have like group members close by, they also get the armor and spell resistance buff. In the Rage, this is your ranged taunt. Only use this if you can't use Here's Armor, because this has a debuff. This doesn't, kinda. Energy Orb. Now, you don't need to use this, but I like to kinda use it because it just increases sustain of your group. When you use this every, like just 2 free bubbles every, I don't know, 15 to 20 seconds, then your group members will be very happy because they can use the synergy and restore 4k magicka or stamina. The sustain will be easier. Now, if your healer already runs this kind of thing very efficiently, you could swap it out with something else. Maybe another heal over time or whatever. So yeah, a lot of skills are flexible, but I hope you understood the idea behind some of the skills and why I use them. Like I said, this is a build, adjust the build to your needs. It should function as a base, so you kinda understand why you should build your tank like this. Then you can kinda test out other things. Anyway, if you do have any questions, ask in the comment section below. Make sure to not forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching and have a nice day. Cheers.